everyone. Today's construction day 94.
Okay, so remember I said the other day that it rains here at night, and then it's usually pretty nice during the day. Boy, did we get a tropical rainstorm last night. I don't know how many inches, but it has to be 2 or 3 inches of rain, maybe more. In the deep end of the pool, it's about 8 inches deep. So quite a bit of rain last night. But yet today, once again, you can see the skies clear up, and looks pretty good. So today we have a new team member, Ruel, and he's here to work with Felix on the roof. So I'll do a little zoom. Can you see action up there on the roof? So that's good news. So today officially the roof is starting to go on. They're working on the insulation now. All the tie wire is in for the entire house. The first coat of paint is done for the dirty kitchen at carport. They still got to do the pergola, then go back through and do the touch-ups. But today's a good day, and you can definitely see there's a little action up there. And I'm going to do my best to show you guys step by step how this roof is eventually going to go on. Talking to Felix today, he says he feels pretty confident that within 3 weeks, it's just 2 guys, but within 3 weeks, because there's a lot of flashing, he said, you know, the roof itself will go up pretty quick. But he says what's going to take the time is all the flashing between the different heights of the roof. So he talked about how they're going to have to remove a little concrete and how they embed the flashing in and how they secure it. But you guys know it's 12-foot ceilings, and then there's 10-foot ceilings for the spare side, and then the master side 10-foot ceilings. So all those transitions is all flashing, and he said that's what takes the time. So he said that he feels confident that everything will be done, all the flashing and the rain stopper and everything will be done in 3 weeks. So we'll see how that plays out, but let's get up to the work site and get you guys some updates. All right, so the guys are working on the trench, which is that 2 meters from the house, which matches the 2-meter overhang. So they dug it back out and they put some gravel down there. Now they look like they're putting the rebar. So it looks like they're getting ready to pour the footing. That's going to go the entire length of the house to include the carport all the way to this beam. And this is going to be the footing for that 2-meter porch that'll come out from the home. I believe the concrete will be 2 inches below the finish floor of the house, 2 inches lower, and then it will extend out 2 meters to match the 2-meter overhang. So it looks like they're getting ready to pour the footing for that 2-meter porch. All right, so the guys were able to get all the columns in front of the house. So the 4 main columns of the house, which this one is the largest column, or the reveal column. So what Wilma did was she found the pieces of stone that we're going to put, we said on this one column, but now we're thinking to do it on all 4. We think it'll look better. So let me take a step across. Can you see the stone there? So when we just cleaned them up, put them in water to darken them, because that's what it would look like once sealed. But we're thinking not only to do this stone all the way up this 90 cm column, we're considering doing it for the other 3 60 cm. So we got to sit and think about that. Would it look better? It would look probably more level, right, from column to column, having the stonework all the way in the front of the house. Or would it be a better look to have one column with this stone and then this just smoothed out and painted, more than likely white? So that's our 2 choices. You guys can chime in, tell me what you think. Should we go with just the 90 cm column with this stone, or should we do all 4 columns in the front of the house with this type of stone and this color? Let us know. Alright, so just to give you guys an update on our door situation, there's only 5 doors in the entire house. Now, this will all be glass, and same thing with the master bedroom and the front office spare bedroom. Will all be glass from the floor to the ceiling, and there'll be 3 sliding doors with screens on the inside. So there'll be a slider in the master, a slider here in the main area, and then a 3rd slider in the spare bedroom. So there'll be 3 sliders there. But regular wood doors, there's only going to be 5. Now this is rendered, and the reason why this is rendered going into the spare bathroom is because this is going to be a barn door. We made that as a change, so it's going to be a barn door, and it will just save space instead of having this swing go into the bathroom. Here's the mock-up that I showed you yesterday. So Jerry's getting closer. You can see he's working on getting it all plumb, and then he will fill this all in with concrete and let it dry, and that'll be the first doorway that has the jamb installed. So this is one door here, barn door, call it the second door. There'll be a standard door here going into the other spare. And then walking across, there's the boss.
Hello.
There's Sandy. So there'll be another door leading into the master bedroom and a door going out to the dirty kitchen. And that's it for doors. We wanted to keep it simple. There'll be no doors going from the master bedroom to the walk-in closet, so that's all rendered. And then no door from the master closet to the shower. No need for doors. If we had doors there, they would stay open anyway. So we decided not to have doors there. So what we're going to do is for the 5 doors that we're going to have, I want to show you what they'll look like. So obviously the barn door here will be a little different. It won't be a swing door, so it'll still be that color, that type of wood, and that design. But again, it'll be a barn door. But the typical swing door that the photo you just saw will be in every doorway, the 4 areas that we're going to actually have doors. So we believe it's going to be that color, the espresso color. Because again, all the walls are going to be white, maybe just a little bit of tan. So we want to bring a little color in, so it'll be like an espresso color. And that makes sense because our living room furniture is all espresso as well. So just trying to pull it all together. I've said this several times in videos in the past. I just still can't wrap my head around that they work so hard to render a wall. This happens to be the kitchen. And then they go back through with hammer and chisel this all out. Now, in yesterday's video, if you heard all the banging going on in the background, so today I decided to try to do most of the updates during their lunch, where it's a little quiet and you can hear me better. But all that banging yesterday was Romel. He was here hours. This is so hard, this cement. So he was just, he had a snap line. I don't know if you can see it right there, a little white line. And he was just hammering away to get the conduit to fit, to go from electrical box to electrical box. So again, it's kind of hard for me to understand it, but he's still working it. See the snap lines here? So he puts 2 lines here, and then after lunch, he'll just start banging away at it. And that's what they do. To have the electric run from outlet to outlet. All right, so it looks like Edelyn and Jernell got the first coat of paint on all the beams here for the carport as well as the dirty kitchen. So that's good news. They got that pretty quick. And then now they got to go out and do the pergola and then come back through one more time because you can see some red still up there on the overhang. They got some touch-ups to do, but they went through and got the majority of it with the first coat. All right, so here's my two favorite ladies in the Philippines, Wilma and Sandy. So what I want to do real quick, if Felix is getting ready to pull up this sheet up to the work site. But I said yesterday, or it might have been the day before, that the roof was going to be riveted onto the purlins, and that's incorrect. And I want to thank Doug, a viewer, pointed it out. So here's the fasteners that they use. It's a 2.5 inch fastener, self-tapping, and then it has this like a hard rubber washer, and that's what they're going to be using to attach the roof to the purlins. And what they do is on this ribbed, I don't know if it shows, it's very bright here today, and you know, the white roof makes it even brighter. But you can see, like every, I don't know, that's probably 10-11 inches. There's a rib, so it goes up. So this is where the self-tapping screw will go in. And I can't see because the sun is so bright right now, and then the brightness of this white roof, I can't even see in my camera. So I'm hoping I have it centered. But this is where it'll be self-tapped, and then it will go through the 2 layers of insulation, and then it will go into the purlin. So I just wanted to correct that. We're not riveting the roof on. It's going to be done with this 2.5 inch self-tapping fastener with a rubber washer. Okay, so the guys have put in the first 2 layers of insulation. So the 10 and the 5 mm is in place, and then the first sheet just went up. So the first sheet of roofing, metal roofing, you can see it spans. There's no joints on the span from one end to the other. I'll go ahead and zoom up to see Felix getting the first piece in place, and then the second piece is overlapped. So they're 1 meter wide, but they're actually 1.1 meter wide. So it's 10 centimeters of overlap. So then the next piece will fit over the next one. So I'll try to show that as well. Well, you can see the real long spans. So it goes from the very front of the home all the way back to the little overhang. And I'll try to get here in the dirty kitchen and show you. You can see how the top of the roof goes out a couple of feet, overlapping the wall of the house. So the insulation as well as the roofing itself. And you can see it right there. See how it's sticking over just a little bit? So again, that's one continuous piece. That's what I like so much about this design. And my understanding is it's pretty typical the way they do it. You know, when you order the roofing, they just measure the length of the piece and they just cut it to order instead of having multiple short pieces with overlaps, you know, throughout the span. So first piece of metal roofing is up in place. Hey, what are you looking at? Alright, so you can hear the screw gun up on the roof. They got a couple pieces on. You can see the insulation. They did a real nice job with the overlap. It's a full 4-inch overlap from one piece of insulation to the other. So I thought that was good. They really took their time with it. And the wind was battling them for sure when they started. The wind was blowing very hard. It's kind of let up a little bit now. But you can see they got 2 pieces up in fairly quick order. And now they're going through screwing in all the fasteners. So Wilma does not know that I just climbed up on the back of the dirty kitchen roof. She's out talking to the neighbors. So I'm going to film this real quick. I'm not going to tell her that I climbed. You can see where I'm at. So I'm here on the top. So what is this? What do we say this roof was? 10 foot? So I'm sitting here at about 12 foot. So we're not going to tell Wilma, and she's going to find out on the playback. All right, so now that the rendering is done in the house inside and out, and all the windows and doorways is completed, we have Robert and Dino here. They're starting to form up the columns for the front of the house. So this column is a larger column because it's the one that will help hold up the gate. And then they're going to start going across, pouring these. There's 7 columns here that need to be formed up and poured. And I asked for this to get done next because I want to start landscaping. And I know typically you wait till almost all the construction is done before you start doing too much landscaping. Of course, we're going to have to wait for some things. But I want to start here. So I want to get these columns in. I want to get the walls here rendered. And then they can work on the steel work at their leisure. That's not going to hold me up with landscaping. But I want to start, and it'll be my guy. So we'll be getting Richard back. And you can see how high the dirt is here. That's got to be a 4-foot drop, maybe even more. It might be a 5-foot drop from the dirt all the way down. So this will be backfilled. I think 1 or 1.5 block will be covered, and then it will slope up just gradually. So all this dirt basically is going to go down there, and then whatever's left over will move up to the site to build up around the pool a little bit. But then also in front of the property, as you guys know, there's a lot of dirt out there. So there's 7 rocks. You guys know the story, 7 columns, 7 rocks. And we're going to take a lot of this dirt, like where that scooter is, and where these 7 rocks, and take all that beautiful black topsoil. And that's going to go up around the pool as like the last topping. So we can plant grass. Now we won't plant any grass until the construction is done, but we do want to work on starting getting the dirt up there. And then if you do recall, for the long time viewers, we got a whole bunch of dirt right over there, several feet, got to be 10-15 feet long, 6 foot wide, just sitting there waiting. If you remember, we pulled it from that area. You can see it's already grew in green already. We took a lot of dirt from that eventual roadway, the black topsoil, and we had Richard just store it away for a rainy day. So we have additional dirt there, and the plan for that, it may have to go up around the pool, potentially. But once the construction's done, look at this large area from the rock wall. Look how messy this looks, but I need to overlook the messiness. But the rock wall all the way to the property line. You know, I should measure that, but it's a big area, and the plan is you know, it looks like there's really good topsoil here, but that's all black dirt. So we want to use that to sprinkle out all over this area just to help Wilma's garden grow. So that's the plan. So that's why they're working on the columns here. Want to get the columns in. Want to get the wall rendered on both sides so I can start the backfill process and start seeing how much dirt I could actually move from here to go up around the pool area. All right, so before the guys start pouring the concrete for these first 2 columns that they formed up, you can see they're running the conduit inside the column. And it'll go down and come out the bottom. It'll be conduit run the length of the wall on the inside to meet up with the electric that's going to be coming from the pole and then leading up the wall. So we want to have the option. So we'll be able to have electrified lights or solar lights. But we want to have the option available to us. So we're going to go ahead and take the time to run the conduit and electric wires in these columns in the event that we do decide to use electrified lights.